Alright, hello, my name is Caitlin, and I'd like to welcome you to Caitlin's Corner, and we're going to jump right into it. First, I'm going to start with combing out my brows, and I'm using the Duo, the Duo eyelash glue to flatten out and stick down my eyebrows because I'm going to be covering them today. Going into this look, I really didn't have I really didn't have a specific thing I wanted to do. I just knew I wanted to try out doing a proper makeup video or whatever. So here we go. So after I get the glue on there, I go in with my spoolie brush and comb that through. Even though I really don't have brows, but I'm using the airspun translucent powder to set those. I don't want it to dry all the way before I put it on. I like the glue to be sort of sticky before, when I put it on, so it'll actually grip onto it and set all the way. So after that, I'm going in with my blend brush from Key Essentials, and to dust the excess off, I'm going in to cover that with my Juvia's concealer in the shade 12. I use the shades 12 and 14 from Juvia's. 12 is darker and 14 is much lighter. So yeah, I use one for coverage and the other one to mostly highlight. I'm going in on my beauty blender and just blending it all out across my forehead so I can have an even, sort of smooth base. After I finish with that, I think what I'm gonna do is go back in with some more concealer. Yeah, I'm going in with my flat brush. Okay, now I'm using the, what is it? It's the hair store concealer to do this part because it's a lot thicker and it no shade, no tea, but it sort of has more of a hold when I do looks like this, especially when I'm trying to cover my brows, than the juvisplace concealer. After I finish with that, I'm going to show you the palettes I'm going to be using for today. For this look, I'm going to use a good 4 or 5. This is the Key Essentials palette. That's the crayon case, the matte book palette. I don't know why I got tongue-tied. I'm already in pan on both of those, and this one is my best friend got it for me for Christmas, I believe, from Amazon, and I love the black in there. That palette is the main palette I'm using today. It's full of glitters and neons, and it's just absolutely gorgeous. So also, I don't believe I didn't show it. I'm using the crayon case Watch Me Blush, Make Me Blush. I forgot the name of the palette, but yes. First, what I'm about to do now is go in with my NYX Jumbo white cream line pencil in the shade Milk. Now, this pencil, eyeliner, creamy eyeliner is everything. I know some people, like the pros, the professionals, they use concealers, white concealers to make their eyeshadow show. I love using this. This is probably my 4th time buying it because I just love the way my shadows stick and show and how smooth and creamy and easy it is to blend out. So that's what I use to make my colors pop, even though with the neon palette from Key Essentials, you really don't need that. I'm going in with the neon purple shade. It is absolutely Like the shades, they're so bright and pigmented and pretty, but they blend out so smooth. It's like butter. You know how some shades be like super duper pigmenty and everything, but they don't really blend out. Like the blend, when you blend it, it like blends out chalky. This doesn't do that. Next, I'm going in with the neon pink in that neon palette and blend in between those. And yeah, so my method when I do my eyeshadow, I am a pack it on and then blend out type of person, unless I'm doing like a look like this where I really don't have like a cut, like I'm not cutting a crease or a shape like that. I just pack it on and blend. But if I'm doing like a cut crease type of look, if I'm cutting something out, then I'll put it on with a smaller brush and not such a fluffy brush, and then blend. This fluffy, what's going on? I can't talk to. So the fluffy brush I'm using is one of the crayon case brushes from out of one of the sets I got, and yeah, I'm using that brush. Also, the rest of the brushes you will see is either the Key Essentials, or I got a bunch of my brushes lately from off Shein for like $1 and $1.50, like a 20 pack for like $1.50 and $2. Those are absolutely amazing. So right now what I'm doing, I went in with a darker purple in the crayon case, the matte book palette, to like kind of deepen that purple up. And I'm going in with the slanted brush that I got from Shein, and I'm just bringing it into my lash line because I am going to be putting on lashes. And before I did this, I wasn't sure if I was going to put on liner or not, so I just wanted it to be kind of dark. And I did the same thing with the pink when I brought it all the way into that yellow. I showed in the palette what colors I used, and yeah. So at first I wasn't going to show me doing this eye, but since I decided to do different colors, I just sped through. This is I'm basically doing the same thing I did on the other side, but with different colors. So, you know, I'll just let you watch. The only difference between that side is the blue I used out of the crayon case, the matte book palette, and all the rest of the neon shades I used from the Key Essentials palette. Alright, so now I'm gonna get into doing the fun stuff, making the planets. So I'm going back into the Jumbo White NYX pen cream eyeliner in the shade Milk, and I'm just going in with like a small brush, and I'm just making circles. This is my favorite part because I don't make the planets based off, you know, our basic regular smegular solar system. I like making my own different shade of planets, and I'll show you how I ombre the planets, you know, so one side can look darker and the other side can look like it's kind of like fading. But yeah, you just make circles and you separate them. So when I choose the color scheme or color that I'm going to do for the planets, I usually base it off like the background shade. So if that area I'm putting the planet on is darker, I wouldn't put a dark color for the planet because I want the planet to pop out. I'd use a lighter shade. Or if I put in a light area, I'll do either like an ombre shade or a dark shade planet. So now I'm about to go into coloring in. So the planet all the way on that side, wait, not all the way, it's right there. I forget, it's flipped around. I'm using the, it's kind of like a really pretty smooth, pretty violet in the crayon case. the matte book palette. I'm using that for that color of that entire shade because I just love that violet color. It's so pretty. It's really, really pretty. And that one is the only one that's not ombre. Now this one I'm doing it ombre. So I'm going in with a dark green from the crayon case, the matte book palette. Then I'm gonna go in the lime green that's in the matte book palette, and I'm going to kind of like do a pull method when it comes to blending the both shades together because they're both green, so it's gonna smooth it out. Also, if you're wondering how the edges are not really, smooth, I go back in with a smaller brush and like with the same color in the lighter areas in the background, I go in with the color I used on the planet to like go around it, and in the darker areas I just use the dark shade that's on the outside because I'm using a lighter shade for the planet. I hope that made sense. So right now I'm doing like a burgundy. I'm using the burgundy shade that's in the matte book palette. For the palette, I'm gonna just say this so I can just stop saying the matte book palette. Blah, 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 blah. For the planets, I'm using only the palette, the MacBook palette from the crayon case for the planets. I used the burgundy shade, and now I'm going in with the bright red shade. And for the planet all the way over to the right, I decided to make it a ombre pink because why not? The hot pink in that palette is phenomenal too. That's one thing I can say. That's why I had to get another. It's my second time getting the MacBook palette because the shades in there are really, really nice. The bright pinks and the greens and the different shades of blues. It's really nice. That palette is really good if you want to do an ombre look because it's ordered in a way where it has darkest all the way to the lightest shade of that, blues, purples, reds, pinks, so on and so on. So right now I'm going in and cleaning up around the planets as best as I can. Like I said, I'm using a smaller stencil like tip brush. I got that brush in a pack of 20 from Shein. I believe it. The pack was $2 for 20. And I'm going in with the dark outside shade since that planet is lighter and doing it. Now it's time to draw the rings around the planets. So when I first started doing planets, I would use the NYX dip liner, the white NYX dip liner, but I'm out of that. So I'm using the liner I got it off Amazon. Like I got a pack off Amazon. I'll put the link for those in the description box below because they really wasn't expensive. Like I'm a bargain shopper to the day I die. So that's one of the main reasons why I mostly do like looks like these and like the Halloween looks I'm going to be producing in the future. So subscribe and turn on your post notifications so you can know when I post so you can see the Halloween looks because I only use eyeshadows. I do not use face paint because, to me, maybe it's just me, face paint is a little bit expensive. So I work with what I have. I only use eyeshadows. And if it's like not really that expensive, I'm gonna get it. Or if I have something that I can improvise it with, then I'll do that. So I felt like being creative. This is my first time like using other shades from the dip collection that I'm gonna put it in the description box. The description box below. Because it came in a pack I think of like 9 or 10. So I'm kind of going with like the opposite shades that I feel like would complement the palette. Not the palette, the planet. So yeah. that planet really gave me AKA vibes, like pink and green. So pretty. And I went in with yellow to highlight it because I felt like it was gonna blend in with the green that was over there already. And I love the way it came out when I went through and highlighted the areas with the yellow to kind of make it pop a little bit. And for that one right there, I'm going to use the bright purple one. I'm doing that. I guess I'll give a little background information about me. I'm 19. I am a nursing major. I'm a makeup enthusiast. Makeup and becoming a nurse is my passion, and I strongly believe that I can do both, because why not? After I finished highlighting that one, I kind of didn't like it, so I was going back and forth in between, but it turned out really good in the end. And I went in and used that bright blue to do the stars and the shooting stars effects on my eyelids. So yeah. But yeah, I'm a full-time nursing major, and I'm a sophomore in college now. I graduated in 2019. So yeah, I'm going to try to post all the way up to like Halloween looks, all the way up to Halloween, because I absolutely love Halloween, because I can do stuff like this and go outside without people looking at me like I'm crazy, or it just makes sense to walk outside like this because it's about to be October and nobody can question me, question my weirdness. So I was gonna go and cut me doing my base short, because I think I'm gonna make another video on how I do my base, because it's a long process and I didn't want this video to be too long, because when I recorded it, it was like over an hour long, and I just know I don't like to sit and watch an over an hour video, and I'm pretty sure you wouldn't want to sit down and watch an over an hour video. So the basics with my base, I use the Fit Me foundation in the shade Coconut. I use the Juvia's concealers in the shade 12 or 14. I usually use their bronze and stick in the shade Somalia. No, I use the shade Somalia in their foundation. I forgot their shade stick. But I'm not really a contour type of person. I'm more so of a bronzer. Like, since my concealer sometimes like whitens me out, I like to go in and put brown and like put shade back in my face so I won't look like a baked potato. I want to look like a cooked baked potato, So I'm not really a contour unless I'm doing like a more so like serious, fiercer look. And this is just not one of those looks, so I'm just bronzing. Alright, so now I'm back. I am finished with my face, and I'm going to re-smoke out what my foundation and concealer and powder and everything kind of like covered, because I want it to be a blown out look. That's why I covered up my brows in the first place. I don't know if it's just me, but I'm starting to really like looks where I cover up my eyebrows and do over them. I like, because I have smaller eyelids, so I'm sort of limited to the type of looks and having to rework the area because I have smaller eyelids. So I'm starting to really like covering up my eyebrows and doing looks without, my eyebrows being in the way. Here's where I decided to do a liner, but my liner was dry. Oh, that broke my heart, but I have a backup liner. I'm using the e.l.f. Liner. And at first I was not going to make it a wing, but later on I changed my mind. When I'm doing a look like this, I usually just do a strip right above my lash line because I'm putting on lashes. And you know how sometimes when people do like colorful looks and they don't do that, and up close in between you can see the eyeshadow they use, like you can see that it's not really that close to their lash line. So I just feel like that's a dead giveaway. That's why I like to line my lash line no matter what look I'm doing with like a black or something dark to kind of cover that. I was kind of like confused if I wanted to smoke out my eye with another, like the opposite shade that's in the middle, but I decided to do it. It came out cute. Here's where I decided to bring my eye in, kind of like a cat eye. And I decided to do my waterline in black, and I decided to do a wing, which for some reason my liners usually take me forever, but this time for some reason it looked like it came out super duper easy. This is where I decided to do the DreamWorks, and in the middle I was like, when I finished I was like, I feel like my face is just really really empty, so I decided to kind of do like a replica of the DreamWorks, where the little boy is sitting on the moon and he's fishing. But it's not an exact replica, it's a wannabe of what it looks like. So yeah, but did you see how smooth my liner went on? Like, it went on really nice. So when I do looks on the face, I always use the NYX Jumbo pencil, white pencil that I absolutely love in the shade Milk. So I'm just going in and looking at my picture and I'm trying to carve out the moon. And with this, when doing stuff on your face, I would say work with the shape of your face. Okay, like think about the shape of your face and how your face works, because when I recreate some other makeup artist looks, which I do tag them and everything, do all that good stuff because it's their work, I like to think about it like, my face isn't narrow, I have a plumper face, so I have to work with the curves and the shape of my face. So I think that's one really good tip I can give you when it comes to like trying to recreate or redo or try to make it your own. Think about the shape of your face. If you have that in mind the entire time, I promise you it's going to work perfectly. Okay, so with this, since the background of that was black and the background of mine is, my face shade, I'm going to go in with a nude shade eyeshadow that blends in with my face, and I'm using that to blend. And I'm going in with a dark brown and not an absolute black because Black is scary for me. When I'm using like a black or darker shade, I like to go light as possible, which is that really, really dark brown, and then build up if I need to. So basically, with the curves and the dips and the dark portions of the moon, I'm just blending in that deep dark brown that kind of looks like gray on the white, and I'm just blending it in back and forth with the white to kind of give it that, moon-like crescent effect, if that makes sense. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. Alright, here comes another important part. I'm going to draw the man. At first, I was going to use the wet liner. Then I was thinking, like, that's insane. Like, if I mess up with a wet liner, then that's just it. I basically messed up my entire look. So I just decided to go in with a small stencil brush and go in with a dark brown instead. That's what I usually use when I'm sketching out something like this on my face. I go in with a dark brown to like outline it and kind of sketch it on, and then I go in with my liners. So I don't know why I thought I was gonna go in like I was just a pro or something. But yeah, I'm just basically kind of doing like the shape of the body, not really, too detailed, but just so you can get a gist of what it is. So yeah, just basically just getting the shape of him and going in with my wet liner and following that outline that I did. Okay, so I'm back. Like here, I messed up, so I'm going to go in with my hair store concealer, and I'll probably put the things that I'm mispronouncing on the screen somewhere so it can be correct, and I'm going to tag everything I use in the description box, and if I can possibly, I'm going to put links. So I'm going in with my concealer to kind of fix that line because I want the finishing line to be narrow and not like thin and then blotchy at the end. So I'm just going in and fixing that and then repatching up my foundation. Alright, so this is another part. I really liked how I perfectly curved around the planet and the ring and the star that was right there perfectly without messing it up, because I honestly thought I was going to have to redo the planet, but it turns out I didn't. So for the rest of the video, I'm just going to highlight and show how I do my lips. I hope you really like this video. I hope you want to see more work from me because like I said, this is one of my main passions, my goals in life, something that I really like to do. It's really rare for people, especially people my age, to find something that they like to do and want to continue at it. And for the girls watching, you know, don't limit yourself to thinking that you have to be one thing, because you do not. Sometimes it's really not easy. It's not simple. So yeah, I'm going to keep posting throughout the months. I'm probably going to drop some college productive videos. Very, you know, not bougie, but very, like, I guess I would say regular human being college productive videos, if that makes sense, because it's a lot of productive videos that show, like, you know, I don't know how to explain it, but yeah, mostly going to be a makeup channel though, because like I said, this is my passion. I hope you really enjoyed this video. Make sure you like, comment, throw up a peace sign to show that you made it to the end of the video, and make sure you hit the post notification so you can know when I post, and check out my Instagram and my TikTok, because I've been on Instagram for a really long time and you can scroll and see a lot more of my work, so you can see the type of makeup looks I do. I hope you have a nice morning, night, day, evening, wherever you are in the world, and